Hi guys, so first of all I have to thank the sponsor of this video, Mum. She got really sick of seeing my scraggy old tea towels in the background, so she bought me new tea towels and an oven glove. Okay, this potato bake. Now this is something that I actually used to make cheesy potato bakes all the time, and it used to be my go-to thing if we had like a bring a plate type dinner thing. If it was like a sports thing and everyone had to bring a plate and it was a shared dinner, I'd always bring this cheesy potato bake, and so people could just dig in, slop some on their plate, and I used to get compliments for Africa on it. However, the way I used to make it was not cheap. This was before we had kids that I used to do this all the time because it involved a lot of cheese. And Clint and I were just kind of reminiscing about the potato bake, and he said, why don't you just make a roux instead of just grating cheese all the way through it, as I used to do. I used to slice potatoes, put a layer of onion, maybe a layer of ham, and then a layer of grated cheese and some salt and pepper, and keep repeating it, and it was yummy. It was really yummy. But we're going to make it using a roux, which of course drastically reduces the amount of cheese that you need, and it makes it a lot cheaper. So here we go. Now of course it depends on, how big a pan of this you're making. I'm making a decent sized one. If we've got leftovers, great. It depends if you're making it as the main part of the meal or as a side dish. I often make it, the first night I would make it as the main part of the meal, especially if you're putting some kind of protein in with it as well, and have some veggies on the side. And then if there's some left over, it can be a nice little side dish, next to some steak or sausage or whatever. The following night, I'm just going to start slicing up some potatoes into circles, about 5 mil thick, I guess I do them. Now also, I quite like using onion in this as well, so I'm going to finally slice up an onion too. So I just slice it in half and then into thin strips.
Well, I'm helping.
You're helping me. And I'm going to use some ham in this. So,
Can I chop it up?
oh, just let me do this, okay? So, I'm just going to dice up some shaved ham. This is especially good if you've got a bit of ham. Actually, I have got a bit of ham left over, I think.
Turn the heat on. 2 tablespoons of butter. 1. This is to make the roux. 2 tablespoons of plain flour. It's probably a better way of doing it, but this is just the way I do it. I should have actually melted the butter first.
I was going to say, normally you'd melt the butter first. Our regular watchers will know not to expect complete professionalism. So you sort of mix that till it becomes like a paste, don't you?
Yep. That's all melted. Pour into the cup. Oops.
Good.
Actually, make that. Alright, stir it. A whisk must get you a whisk for Christmas.
I don't need a whisk. I have a fork. Or do you want a whisk?
Okay, maybe I want a whisk.
I'll get you a whisk for Christmas.
Right, I see it's starting to get all thick and goopy. Add some pepper to it now, and a teaspoon of mustard.
So, I'm just preheating the oven to 250 degrees. They're nice and hot. Now, just going to butter this so the potatoes don't stick, and assembly. So, layer of spuds. Then with the onions, I just sort of break them up. Just scatter them around. You can scatter them randomly or lie them uniform like I do, because I'm a bit pedantic like that sometimes. A little sprinkle of ham between layers as well. This is rather thick, it'll probably be more kind of, I'll randomly blobby kind of drizzle it. She'll be right.
It was quite runny just 30 seconds ago.
So you don't need it too thick between the layers anyway, because it'll just,
It'll melt.
you know, it'll all melt down as it cooks. Right, that last bit of cheese. Add more cheese if you want to, if you're feeling extravagant. So, we're going to bung that in the oven. Now, as I say, it will depend how big you've made it. It will vary a lot, but you want it in the oven for at least an hour. So yeah, you want to poke a skewer through the middle, and you want it to not feel, you know, you don't want to feel the dunk 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 layers of potatoes. You want it really, really nice and soft. So allow it a good hour to cook, and we'll catch you back here. Alright, the rest of them are tucking in because they could wait no longer. It's a bit of a late dinner. Kids had their taekwondo grading, so it's a bit late. Anyway, right, should I go leave everything on the fork? I reckon that's pretty good. What do you guys reckon? Is it nice? They don't know yet.
Maybe just a bit more pepper.
Maybe just a bit more pepper? Yeah, I think maybe a little bit more pepper, a bit of salt in there or something. That is just, it is, but I'll tell you what though. I mean, it's something with the store-bought sauce. It is nice, it is cheesy. Actually, no, I can taste that pepper. That's the right amount of pepper. But no, that is just a really nice budget dinner. As I say, the cheese is the most expensive part of it, and by making the roux, that drastically reduced the amount of cheese you actually needed for it. And it's got nice crunchy topping. I didn't use too much cheese on there, you don't need that much. There we go. Do it, people. Hit like, leave me a comment, subscribe, and make some potato bag. So there you go. A little tip, if you want your mum to buy you new stuff, just display really old scraggy stuff to the world in a YouTube channel so that it embarrasses her, and she'll just buy you new stuff. It's awesome. Do it.